We had extensive conversations with President Karzai both before and after the Taliban opened the office in Doha. As I think has been reported, there were some concerns about the manner in which the Taliban opened it, some of the language that they used. We had anticipated that at the outset there were going to be some areas of friction, to put it mildly, in getting this thing off the ground. That's not surprising. As I said, they've been fighting for a very long time. There's enormous mistrust, not only of the Taliban and the Afghan government have been fighting for a long time. They're fighting as we speak. I mean, we're in the middle of a war, and Afghans are still being killed. And by the way, members of the international forces there are still being killed, and that's not abating as we speak. Through the worst recession in years, and we are poised to come back strong. What we also believe is that alongside the process in which we are training, equipping an Afghan government that can be responsible for its own security, even as we go through some, frankly, difficult negotiations around what it would mean for the international community to have an ongoing training and advising presence after 2014. We still believe that you've got to have a parallel track to at least look at the prospect of some sort of political reconciliation. Whether that bears fruit, whether it actually happens, or whether post-2014 there's going to continue to be fighting, as there was before ISAF forces got into Afghanistan, that's a question that only the Afghans can answer. But I think that President Karzai himself recognizes the need for political reconciliation. The challenge is, how do you get those things started? This applies very narrowly to leads that we have obtained on issues related to terrorism or proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. So there are a few narrow categories. We get very specific leads. And based on those leads, again, with court supervision and oversight, we are able then to access information. This is not a situation in which we are rifling through the ordinary emails of German citizens or American citizens or French citizens or anybody else. They have clarity and assurance that they're not being abused. But I think one of the things that separates us, we know of at least 50 threats that have been averted because of this information, not just in the United States, but in some cases threats here in Germany. So lives have been saved.
Frau Bundeskanzlerin, Herr Präsident, zuerst an Sie, Herr Präsident. Einige Hoffnungen in der Welt auf Ihre Amtszeit sind enttäuscht worden. Wann werden die USA so weit sein, dass Guantanamo geschlossen werden kann?